for Kirby! Hey, I'm not really a comedian, I'm just a very lazy drag queen. Now, it's lovely to be back at G&B. I was here last week for the big gay night, so it's lovely to be back this week sharing the bill with some heterosexuals, just to prove that I'm not prejudiced. I wouldn't want my kids learning about them at school, but, you know, I'm sure they were probably born that way, though. No, but you can convert nowadays, you can convert. There's an amazing story in the news the other week about this fella who apparently turned gay after taking painkillers. I know, I mean, normally just using plenty of lube does the trick. Thank you very much. But my favourite thing about this story was this quote from him that said, "I used to be a hot-blooded heterosexual." So, little tip for you there, gents. Keep a close watch on your blood temperature. If you do find it plummets, that means you're turning into a gay. Or possibly a snake. There is a bit of crossover there. But if you don't want to be a reptile, there are other options available in, we'll call it the animal queendom. Bears, for example. Basically, fat, hairy men ingeniously given a sexy rebrand. I myself am on the bear spectrum. I'm at the Paddington end, though, so not generally considered all that sexy. I don't think I could be a proper bear, though, because I think you're supposed to be into sort of all sorts of kinky sex, and for a gay man, I'm not even vanilla, really. I'm more like a mini milk. And not even a chocolate one. No, I'm actually trying to lose weight at the moment. I'm hoping to slim down to an otter. That's what they call a gay bear. I'm doing okay. I'm sort of on my way to beaver at the moment, which is something I've never been able to say before. So, that's nice. If I'm honest, I've not been taking losing weight all that seriously. I haven't been going to the gym because I already do stand-up comedy, and I don't think I could cope with two sources of ritual humiliation in my life. No, I'm not very familiar with the gym at all. In fact, to be honest with you, I think I should probably still be calling it the James. Perhaps even Mr. Nasium. We haven't been introduced. No, but this is a lovely time now for young people to take up homosexuality. No, because they've got role models now, haven't they? They've got their Tom Daly's. I love Tom Daly and his husband, dear Dustbin, because to me they embody what equality is all about. It's the right of LGBTQEIO people to be just as fucking dull as everybody else. That's what it's all about. We're here, we're queers, we're boring you to tears. No, I mean, in my day, we didn't have a Tom Daly, you know, we didn't even have a Tom Monthly. What did we have? Christopher Biggins. We didn't want him. We could not get rid of the bugger. No, but back in my day, you know, you only ever saw two types of gay man on the television. They were either really camp and completely sexless, or really miserable with no personality. And I used to watch television as a teenager and think, why can't I see gay people like me, who tick all four of those boxes? But I think most people nowadays are at least familiar with the concept of homosexuality, or so I thought, until I registered with my GP. I filled in a form, gave it to the receptionist, and in that tone of voice unique to GPs, receptionists, and Gestapo officers, she said, "Who's this Andrew person you put down as your next of kin?" I said, "That's my partner," and I was just sort of bracing myself for some awful homophobic comment, when she said, Do you have a phone number for her? Now, it's possible, I grant you it's possible, that somewhere on this planet there is a man who radiates waves of such unquestionable, of such overpowering heterosexuality, that his being gay would seem less likely than his having found himself in a relationship with a woman called Andrew. I am very clearly not that man. I'm glad I haven't married my partner yet. If I'd said he was my husband, I think she just have assumed I was the world's most unfortunate looking woman. No, but I've been quite lucky. I've never really experienced much homophobia. You've still got time to shout out. Or you can give me a little queer bash afterwards. Somebody did shout faggot at me once, and I was appalled. I was horrified that in a supposedly liberal country in the 21st century, there are people using these American terms when we have perfectly good British homophobic insults. What's wrong with pansy? What's wrong with shirtlifter? For the love of Stephanie Beecham, I ask you, what is wrong with woolly woofter? I want my country back. The country where a faggot is a ball of meat covered in hot, brown liquid. Admittedly, that was quite a specialist DVD. But as it's G&B's birthday week, I'm going to finish tonight with an old favourite. I'm going to take you back in time on a trip back to the 1950s. Not a great era for the gays. Gay sex was illegal. There was no social acceptance of homosexuality. Poppers were still rationed. And the government commissioned research into the homosexual society. Lovely colour scheme for the gays, this. I like that better than the rainbow. And I'm going to read you an excerpt from this seminal work. Appendix 1. The forms of homosexual acts. The techniques of homosexual acts are as follows. 1. Playing around and lying on or near each other, brackets, major horseplay. Sounds like a suspect in a sort of porn Agatha Christie spook, doesn't it? Until orgasm occurs without direct handling. 2. Mutual masturbation by hand at the same time, or one after the other. 3. The same by mouth. 4. Active intrusion. 5. Passive intrusion. The price, as far as London prostitutes are concerned, varies with the status of prostitute and client. Generally, I understand. It is 10 shillings to 25 shillings for number 2. That's wanking. 25 shillings to £3 for number 3. That's blowies. £3 to £5 plus for numbers 4 and 5. That's up the bum. Number 1, that's dear old Major Horseplay, is considered unprofessional. And you still have enough money for a pint of baby sham in your bus fare home. Good old days. But I'm going to finish tonight by reading to you my favourite part of this book, which is the list of the different types of homosexual which were available in 1950s Britain. There's quite a comprehensive list here. We have, these are just a few of my favourites. We have the demoralised married man. The young volunteer. People always say there was more community spirit back then. The roller, no idea. The pub type, the club type, the homosexual friend. The prison queer, the ship's queer, the war queer, the homosexual alcoholic. That one's still going strong. The self-masturbator. The abnormal homosexual. The toucher. My favourite is the false transvestist, because it sounds like a Sherlock Holmes story. It's like Pokemon, isn't it? Gotta catch them all, which I believe was the police's official attitude at the time. Now, a friend very kindly gave me this book recently, which is a kind of an equivalent of that, but with ladies. I haven't read it yet, but I have gleaned quite an important piece of information from the cover. You'll notice it says, female homosexuality, female homosexuality. That's right, it's so good they named it twice. You've all been quite marvellous. Thank you very much. And happy birthday, G&B, and well done, Kyle.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause to Kirby.